All right, now we're on to fuel. So stuff. Let's get our case open. The fuel stuff. I'm actually going to turn this around, I think. Most of it is right here. Make sure I got you guys all in the right spot. I went to the auto parts store and got some clamps. You can see flathead. Okay. This one's going to be the smaller flathead, excuse me, guys and gals. Use this one, I think. Let's check. Yep. Loosen it up a bit. There. Actually, I'm going to turn it around so I can easily get to it and tighten it like that. These are fuel injector clamps, so they don't have the weird catches that the other clamps do. I wonder if we can... No, not this one. Tempted. We'll look for that, but I think this will do. Pretty good. Yeah, a bit more. Pretty tight. Like that. All right. Move on to the next one. I wonder if I can get a thing to go around that, because that'd be a lot easier. Sorry for going in front of you guys again. Check this side. They're just a weird size. Okay. I love these little screwdrivers. Let's get this off. Like that. There we go. That should help hold it in place. Move this aside again. Excuse me, you guys. Pair of pliers. Make sure you guys can still see what's going on. Like that. That's nice and tight there, I hope. Alright. And now I'm tightening this down. About like that. Move on to the back side here. Get that back off there. Aye. And one of these. Back on there. About like that. Okay, and we'll put this back through here. Like that. Back around. Another one of these. We'll stick that one on there. Back through the zip tie up through here so we can get our clamp on there. Over here and take the clamp down. Move that out of the way. The filter here, that way if there is anything in the fuel or picks up stuff, it'll get to the filter before it gets to the carburetor. Well, that's kind of interesting. Alright. That should certainly hold it, considering it's soft. Alright, remove it. Back around and actually move this whole thing so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't really like where that is, so I'm gonna move it up here. I'm trying to be careful because that screw, not great. I don't like that either, but should be fine. And then we'll get this clamp down. There it goes. Make sure, stay on the rubber. Tighten that down. There it goes. There it goes. All right. Now, got this one and the one down there. Gonna put this one upside down like that. All right. Let's do that and hope it's good enough. All right. Now what we got left is this little guy right here. Off there. I'm not sure what the best method of this one is. Try here. If not, I'll flip it over and do the other side. That's a little play. Definitely does not want to go tighter. All right. That should be the fuel system. Nice and sealed. I probably did this before, but I'm going to check that flip again. I'm 90% sure it's fine. It's got 3 screws on top. And it looks like it's not going to work with a big screwdriver like it usually does for everything else, so I'm going to have to get one of those things again. All right. Okay, crack that open. Crack that open. Over a little floaty. Looks clean and good in there, so I think I'll be alright. That's not right. There it goes. Let's put this one in, that'll help it align. Here it goes. That should help all the way around. Yes, now we're getting some grip. Trying to make sure I don't cross-thread that screw. Any of them for that matter. I'm just being a polar bear. There it goes. This works really uniquely. As the pump fills up, it's got a passage at the bottom, and then it's got a passage. Where is the other one? It goes down through here to this screw, which I believe is the high side, and then it goes up through here into this emulsion pipe right there. And that has to be done just right so that it'll be able to breathe through here, and then it goes through there. Make sure these are tight. Okay. Like that. Alright. And that should be all that worked out. Alright. Now we're all nice and buttoned up. I'm gonna go back over here. My zip tie fiasco. That probably needs a better clamp, but I don't have one. I don't even know what one would go well there. Clearance looks okay. It's got clearance. Alright, and I'll get you guys hooked back up whenever we get outside. Make sure the back's on alright. Feels right. There it is. Okay. Should be ready for testing at least. And I think the next step will be seeing you guys outside where we hook up the tank to it and go that far. See if fish will run or not. Okay, so before we test everything out, I'm gonna look at our fuel, make sure our fuel's good. Then we'll go and test out all the connections. A lot of fun, but I don't think I'm actually gonna need it. It's the old dirt fuel. Of course. Our fuel is dark, but for the most part, I think it'll be alright. Put this back down here. Make the thing back. How is this connected? But here we go. Back on there. Something like that. This side should have one too, but it don't. That's okay. So I'll throw it back on. Okay. Move up here so you guys can still see. I'll check. Yep, we're gonna raise you up a little. Tilt down, and then I'll lock you in. Still low. Let me unlock you, move you up. Like that. And then we'll tilt you down. Like that. Alright. This open. Out the way. And this is just the run of fuel. Make sure that nothing leaks. I think we'll be okay for now. So let's go ahead and prime it up. Oh, it popped up in the filter, see that? Just like that. You can hear it filling in it. Alright, it stopped. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can move this and see if the fuel moves, and it doesn't. Nice and clear up in there. Alright. Leading rich high oil mixture screws out right. Put on start, and let's just see if it starts. If it starts, then we'll worry about all the other stuff. Make sure you guys got a good view. Alright. Nothing. 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 Alright. I don't see any fuel coming up in here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put my hand over this for a few pulls. Just to see. Yeah, there's fuel coming to it. So it's not clogged. Okay. It might be too much fuel. at the moment, at least. But I'm not sure. Oh, sounds like it's gonna go. A little bit too rich, I think. It's okay. Let's check our fuel level over here in our filter. That looks good. Okay, immediately died. So it's either going to need a lot more fuel or a lot less. Let's turn it down some a little, just to see if it hits on that. Nothing. Alright, let's turn it back up. Nothing. I wonder if it needs choke. I'm not sure. Try choke on. Okay. Choke does help. Definitely getting sparks, getting fuel. Let's see if the idle mixture is just a little bit weird with that handle there. Give it a lot more gas for fun. Pull that off. Yeah, something's not right. Should be just picking right up. So, make sure you still got fuel pressure. We don't. Look at that. Filling the bowl back up. So that might mean that our little, I don't know if you guys see that or not, fuel pump right there might not be properly fuel pushing over there. Let's fill that back up. It's either empty or just being a turd. I can feel the fuel going through it. I can hear that. It's actually pushing fuel through. So, what that probably means is the filter, not the filter, the float needs to be adjusted down a bit to cut off the right point. So that, I think we can actually adjust for. But why it's not pumping at the right time, it might just be too much fuel. But I'm gonna go get my screwdriver, we'll take that apart and readjust the float a little bit and see if that helps it any. All right, back at it. Let's take that float off there. Adjust that so that we can get proper flow and cut off. I think that's what's going on. I do find it curious that it's not really filling up the filter all the way, or even halfway. So don't know if it's getting fuel all the way through like it should be. Let's take this out of the way. And that hole is definitely not full. Interesting. Put our screws back so we don't lose them. And it does have some fuel in the bottom. So maybe it is pushing it through. It's definitely not full. For giggles, let's push that. That's air. That's a whole lot lot of air. So I wonder if the tank just doesn't have enough fuel in the bottom of it. Let's lean it a bit and see if that makes any difference. I can feel the fuel there. That's hard on to the spot we need it. Leave it open. There's the fuel. Actually, fill a filter here. Alright. That should help. Huh. Quite unique. Get this back in here, then I clean up all that fuel. Get our system nice and primed. Fuel all the way up in the filter. So, if it gets too close to the bottom of the tank, it's just going to push air, which will cause us to have the same thing as if the filter was, not filter, the float was wonky. This has got all kinds of off there. Back on here. Like that. And we'll start lining this up again. Tighten it down all the way, just enough to hold it there. Like any other one. So we have room to line it up if we need to. Wiggle room. That nice and snug. I might have to get some more gas. So that tank doesn't cause us more problems. But it looks like our lines are actually holding, which is excellent. Rag. I'll be right back. Okay, let's get this gas cleaned up. Irony of using gas to clean with. Clean up gas when it spills. Make sure that's on there so I can tell if it's leaking, and it doesn't look like it is. Which is excellent. Okay. Most of it evaporated, I think. Down in here under the little spinner. Alright, that overall looks pretty good. Since we've isolated the problem for the fuel, I'm actually going to stop and add a little fuel to it so I don't have trouble problems while it's going. It's way more fuel than I would expect to ever need for my testing. So put this can over here. I'm actually going to go and tilt the can again, since now that I know that can cause it to mess up. Now we should be able to get this adjusted correctly. Hopefully with the idle. Get it idling Then if I need to, I can add some water to it, but I'm not planning on having it running that long. So fuel here, I'm going to clean that up. At least not at this point. Alright, so let's go. Smoky for sure. Don't know why. It did start with one pool. That's a lot of pulling gas, so I guess that was too rich, which is fine. We'll just let it chill out for a second. The exhaust is all like alright. Without starting it, I'm just going to go into the cylinder a little bit. Okay. It's in start position. So we know what it behaves like when it's way too rich, apparently. So we're going to go up on lean this time. And make sure that right where it's at is where it needs to be. I can adjust it up here with this screw after we get it centered in. Fluttered a little bit. Come on. And some choke for fun. A lot more choke. Yeah, it's definitely got lots of gas in there, so I'm gonna guess right now it's definitely flooded, and we just need to give it a minute. A whole lot of sense for this bit in oil. It's a 2-cycle. It doesn't have oil. Not like 4 cylinders do, or 4 cycles. Alright, let's give it another go. It is really pouring in the gas. Let me back that off. Clean all that out. That is quite interesting how it works. Right now we're trying to get the idle dialed in, and it looks like it just keeps wanting to push a lot of fuel through there, which is not great. I can see it leaking all the way down here. I'm going to turn that all the way to lean. If it keeps up, I'm going to have to readjust it just to adjust it outright. But we're gonna pause for a minute and let it just evaporate. Okay, so the pump should be pumping just enough fuel, ideally, to make it go through. The filter has a lot of fuel in it to help with the bowl. I'm gonna check here. It's not hard anymore, so it's making me wonder if that thing isn't pumping correctly, but that's okay. Right now, we know we have fuel in this little thing over here. See, fuel lines above there. I have it leaned out. We're going to try again. I may or may not have to use some choke. Alright, we're going to pull some choke. Yep, it's not exactly happy right now. Pull it a little bit richer. I don't want to, but it's trying real hard. Let's open it up. I may or may not have to go clean those plugs, because if it's fouling the plugs from all the gas, it's going to be not happy about starting. Right now I think it's all about the mixture, this carb here. Sounds good. It'll just pop off. Okay. I'll add just a little bit more fuel. Put it back in neutral where it's supposed to be. Give it a minute. Choke. Yep, I don't want choke. Alright. Oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna just take a break. See y'all in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go again. Don't know why it's doing that. Should definitely have fuel, but we'll put it on a little tiny bit rich. Just to see. Okay, it likes it just a little bit rich, huh? A little bit more. Yeah, I'm not sure why it doesn't want to idle. I guess we're going to have to take that carb apart and double check everything, because I don't want to run it anymore without any water going to it, because it is water cooled and it will overheat. Alright, check back in with you guys later whenever I get the same cooled off and then took inside so I can take the carb off. Alright, so I turned off all the fans for a minute so I can talk. The way it's acting, it could be the carb, but I've went through that several times. I'm not sure. I mean, I probably could pop another carb on it and find out. I don't know. But I think once it's cooled down nice and cool to room temperature, I'm going to take compression and see if that's what's going on. Because if it couldn't build up enough compression at low end, then it wouldn't run right. Could also be the reeds, but to get much further, aside from maybe just replacing the carb, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but Maybe just a temporary one, just to see if it runs right with a new one. I'm gonna have to source some gaskets for this thing, and I don't know that I can. 1965 and all. Because the reeds would be back here, and they paint everything pretty much from the factory. In the head and block and gaskets. So the gaskets are probably not going to survive, I don't know. I'm just gonna err on the side that they probably won't. If I take it apart to look at the reeds and look at the cylinder and stuff like that, see what's going on. And if I have to go back and report it, I have to get a hone for that. I'll probably use a ball hone because 2 cycles just don't play well with bars. So that's where we're at. I'll try and update you guys on the compression test after it cools. But more than likely, I'm just going to go start researching gaskets and things, because if I can't find them, I'm going to have to make them. I really don't want to have to make them. Which will mean that more than likely, I'm going to be researching that for a while and trying to source them. It's going to be fun. I don't know why the reverse just don't like to play right. Maybe because it just likes to be spinning when it goes into reverse, I don't know. Because you go right in reverse when you're spinning that blade. Anyways, yeah. I'm going to go and do that. So it looks like it has gas for sure. Even though the car looks like it's leaking a little. I'm not sure what that is. Probably some kind of gasket down in here or something. Little rubber O washer. But I'll check back in later, I guess. Once I decide. We can do some compression tests on it, and then we'll move on from there. Bye. And we're back. It's nice and cold, and as promised, we're going ahead and do the compression test to see if that's the problem. Because we can theorize all day long until we go out and try it. Sure, in this box. Let's look at them real quick. They look a little bit sooty and definitely got some moisture on them. So it was running too rich. Alright, good to know. It's about the same, dark color, a little bit wet, dropped on the floor. Yep. Alright, so that might have been why, for one, but we're going to do a compression test to see our compression strength, because we haven't done that since we got this far. My compression tester isn't the best in the world, but should work. And I'm going to shut the window real quick. Random noises. Alright. Back to it. This is the one where the hose came off. know how much it's gonna actually hold before it goes poof. I might just get a new hose or something. All right. 0 PSI. First pull, 34. Second pull, 48. Third pull, 55. Fourth pull, 57. 5 pulls, it's at 59.2 PSI. That's not great. Top. It's still better than it was. Barely on the running category. When it very first started, before I added oil to it way back when, it was at 48.4. Those wings do seem to be trying to come along. Not there yet for sure. Now I'm testing the bottom one. Zeroed out. Let's see what we got. First pull. It's showing 34.4, sorry, 37.4. Second pull, it's at 50. Third pull, 54.3. Fourth pull, it's at 56. Fifth pull, 56.8. Sixth pull for fun, 57. Okay, so we're hovering right below 60 on both of them. And they're right together. So, at least that's good. That's, well, a good indicator why it's not working properly. As for why that is, well, let's see if anybody's guess at this point. Worn down cylinder, bad compression gauge. Series of things just slowly getting to the point where you can't handle it anymore. But what I'm going to do at this point, if it don't have any kind of compression, which it don't, it barely has 60, which is just enough to run, which would give around the same results. It kind of run and then run a lot better at higher RPM because it's going to build up more compression as it goes and does that. So, between that and the carb being funny, I wonder if I can even see anything in there. Not really. Zoom back in. Give it a quick look at that. Alright. Probably going to be a minute before I attack this thing again, because whether it be just the carb itself, the reeds in there, the head to look inside there, what it is, all or most of these parts are painted over from the factory. And since it's been 60 years, they're very well secured in there. And in order to do that, is probably going to kill the various gaskets. I can only hope not and do my best, but more than likely that's going to be the case. I can also take off the side case and see if there's any kind of clogging the system versus cooling jacket and all that, but I doubt it. The other side looked really good. I took the fuel pump off at one point, which could also be another thing, is the fuel pump diaphragm in there. But right now, at this second, I don't have the tools or the gaskets to do anything about it. Oh, that's what I was going to show you guys what I mean by that. What are you doing? Fastened, unfastened. There it goes. Alright, I'm gonna get you guys in here. Alright, here's the carby cog. I could probably go into here and remove that without too much trouble. I can actually literally see the gasket, so that's probably actually been off at one point. It looked like it was leaking gas a little bit down here, but whatever. But all these gaskets, just if I get you in here right, you can see they painted over every last one of them. And the one I've cracked, you can see I had to make a gasket for it right there. And with this part right here, I'm on the other side of the engine, just in case you didn't see. With the reeds behind here, all that, I'm not sure if I can get that removed without messing up those gaskets. So I'm gonna have to do some research, see if I can get a hold of the gaskets, if I can, how much, or if I'm gonna have to make them, and then also decide whether or not I'm gonna continue on this or turn it over to someone who's a lot better equipped. But for now, it's as far as we got. It does run, but it likes to stay high idle. There's some low idle issues. Given that it barely has 60 psi on the cylinders, it kind of makes me wonder. If I need to crack the crankcase and do a little hone on them, maybe replace the rings, see if we can't get that compression higher. But also either replacing that or buying a solid rebuild kit for it, some of the washers and stuff. Given that most of it's brass, my best guess is the clearances have just worn down over time. That's why it leaks. Feel down the bottom of it, but I don't know. I'll have to think on it, do some more research, try to find some more parts, see what I can, and then decide is better off in someone else's hands or trying to attack it myself. I'm leaning more towards someone else's hands at the moment, but I'm going to try if I can, because there isn't a real good water hookup here in the apartment. I'd have to take it off the washer inlet or something, but I don't really want to. But that's the Sea King, as far as I got. Any of you have any advice? I'm more than willing to hear it. I found some people south of here that work on these things all the time, and they may have some better luck and better ideas of what's going on, and perhaps they could even seal the bottom better, because I'm still seeing stuff coming out of here. My only guess with that now, since I redid the gasket on the shifter, is maybe it's just not flat, and both pieces of metal need to be flat. It's flat enough, but when it heats up, it gets really thin, and then it can leak through. Outside of that, I have no idea. This is all new to me. But I am giving it my best go. Either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next project.